All right, welcome back to Talking Fitchburg. Before we get to talking to Rick here, I want to remind you that we have a Gov channel. It's 986, channel 986, or channel 99 on AT&T Uverse, where you can find all meetings for the City of Fitchburg. We broadcast them live, of course, when we can, and then rebroadcast them throughout the day. Or you can check it out online. Go to the City of Fitchburg's website, fitchburgwi.gov, and then click on FACTv government channel, and you get every meeting you ever wanted. As far as I know, we go back to 2010 for all the meetings since I've been here. So it's a lot of meetings. And Rick has been a part of those meetings, and he joins us today in the flesh. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Is that not a good intro for you?
That's awesome.
Let me try again. It's Rick E. Welcome in. Oh, jeez. First day on the job here.
So that we're filling up the jar just at a rapid pace today.
Was that an Andrew mistake or a Jeremy mistake or a Preston mistake?
I think that's a group.
Let's try this again. Hey, Rick.
Hi, Jeremy.
Wow, you sound a lot better. Don't worry, we're just a campus update here, so we're still working that out, but it's okay. Thank you for coming in. All right, you're here to talk to us about stormwater, so set this up for us.
So, obviously, this is the City of Fitchburg limits in general. The northern portion, the northern one-third roughly, is in the Nine Springs Creek watershed, and that's one of the areas that we've been really focusing a lot of our efforts for the stormwater utility. Earlier this January and February, we actually retrofitted two of our older stormwater ponds, the Harlan Hills East Pond, which was installed in 1999, and then the Ashbourne Pond, which is right here, was installed circa 1995. So we've got some good FACTv video footage of the construction work and basically how those ponds look right now. They're basically getting pretty shallow and with a fair amount of sediment, so we're able to dredge those ponds out and then get them actually to be consistent with normal conventional stormwater performance standards now. And we'll be, during the next 2 to 3 years, we'll actually be working on vegetation management for those two projects. So one of the other things that Felipe Avila and I are working on right now actually is the projects for this coming winter and early spring of 2016. And so one of the projects is the Lacey Heights Pond. So Lacey Heights is in the Lacey Heights neighborhood by Jasmine Drive and Persimmon Drive, right in this corner. Mm-hmm. And we'll be converting that from a dry pond, which is basically it gets water, right during and immediately following a rainfall, and then releases all that water. There's typically not standing water present, and it also doesn't infiltrate that water. And so one of the things that we'll be doing with the Lacey Heights Pond is designing that for bioretention, meaning we're actually going to be amending the soils to increase groundwater infiltration to happen there, and that helps to reduce both clean the water better than what a dry pond would. So it helps provide water quality. It also helps basically mirror the kind of the natural water flow with the amount of water that would normally go into the groundwater table. So that's one of the projects that we'll be working on. Hopefully finalizing those plans in the next month or so, and then bidding them out in December and constructing possibly as early as a winter construction of 2015, 2016, or in the early spring of 2016. The other project is the Schumann Greenway restoration. So right from Schumann Drive, it's all storm sewer pipe to a long greenway that drains to the McKee Farms Northwest Pond, right south of the splash pad.
Sure.
So it's a joint project, basically restoring the greenway, taking all the built up silt and sediment that's built up in there over the last 20, 30 years, and then reconstructing the bottom to better provide flood control and also provide a little bit of water quality benefit as well. And then that McKee Farms Northwest Pond, we're planning to enlarge that to about twice its current size to get additional stormwater treatment, both water quality and water quantity. So those are a couple of the projects that we're working on related to the stormwater utility. One of the things that we'll be learning about more coming in December and January is Fitchburg's participation in the Yarwin's adaptive management pilot, which is actually rolling out to a full-scale program throughout the Ohio River watershed. So we'll have more information in the partnership that we've had with Madison Metropolitan Sewers District, meetings with Ag and Rural Affairs Committee, meetings with Resource Conservation Commission, and the Board of Public Works, and then probably also the Finance Committee. So we'll have an intergovernmental agreement to talk about the different strategies that we and MMSD and all the other partners that are involved in that basically big partnership will be working on.
So, Rick, to back up here, what does a stormwater pond or retention pond serve as? I know you've kind of gone through it a little bit here, but for somebody who's new to that or to understand it.
So there's basically 3 different criteria. One of the earlier criteria that Fitchburg was very concerned with, starting in 1986 when we started our stormwater ordinance, was flood control. So water quantity, basically trying to reduce flooding. The other is a water quality benefit, and that's something that we've been working on about since 1994 when the priority watersheds implementation started getting rolled out. And then we've been, that's been ratcheting up over time with basically just increasing the amount of so wet ponds, help to provide better sediment control. Bioretention also provides sediment control, so reducing that sediment and phosphorus loading that's going into downstream water resources. The other we've been working a lot on in just recent history is volume control, meaning encouraging infiltration, so reducing the total runoff volume as opposed to just working on peak rate control, which is more for flooding. Mm-hmm. So those are kind of the 3 things that are all, it's a combination of water quantity and water quality, but water quantity, there's 2 things with peak rate control and then total volume control. So those are the 3 primary things that we like to talk about when we're talking about what the goals are for stormwater treatment.
All right, real quick, Rick. Just that was hard to come off with that. Yeah. Where can we find out more information about these projects and about stormwater?
So we have a short link to the stormwater webpage at www.fitchburgwi.gov/stormwater.
Okay.
So we've got quite a lot of information there about all the different things that the stormwater utility is doing and things that private property owners can do right on their own property and get a stormwater utility fee reduction, so a credit for that. So that's another thing we'll be talking about later as well.
Very good.
Cool. Well, until next month, Rick, have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll check you next month.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.